Hey guys, welcome. Another episode today. Today's topic is developing your entrepreneurial skills, and one way that I suggest that you do it while you're young, actually at any stage in your life, whatever stage you're at in your life, go get a restaurant job. So to those of you that are already working in the restaurant industry, you will appreciate this and you know this, but I am a firm believer that working in a restaurant helps you develop your entrepreneurial chops. Here's why. Every time, actually, let me rewind a little bit. One, there are so many reasons. I kind of have like my top 5 reasons for being in at a restaurant. One, certain hiring managers who have been in that situation, who have worked in restaurants, are going to love it. They're going to look at it, and if they see that you worked as a server or a bartender in a restaurant, they're going to right away understand a few things about you. One, that you know how to work under pressure. So working in a restaurant, especially a busy one, often demands that you finish the service, right? There is no giving up. So you don't get this opportunity to sort of throw your hands up and say, well, it was too hard, it's just too busy. I loved being in the heat of the moment when you feel like you're maxed out and you've got 9 tables, 10 tables, 12 tables, and you get sat again and you've got 2 more tables. But here's the deal about it. You don't just get to walk away, right? Your job now is to still go up to every table with that same smile, that same greeting. Hey, how are you? Can I help you? Welcome to wherever you're at today. And give them the best service that you can. And really your job is just to deal with it, right? And to get through the service. So I loved that sense, and I love that you get into this sort of flow, right? And what's funny is I do a lot of yoga, so I always relate yoga back to so many things in life. And working in a restaurant is one, because in yoga, we start off slow, we ease into it, and that's the same at a restaurant, right? Your shift usually starts off slow, you're kind of chatting and having a good time, everybody's warming up, and then the rush starts to come in, and little by little you start to warm things up, and you kind of reach this peak moment where everybody is working in complete synchronicity, and the food is getting jammed out, people are coming in, people are having a good time, but you've reached this sort of tipping point where now you are in the midst of the battle, right? And to me, you have to get into that flow state, which I really love, but to me, going back to the yoga thing, that is also about being right at that peak level where you are pushing your body the hardest, you're shaking, you're trembling, feeling like you're not going to be able to get through it. But in yoga, we learn to actually breathe through every single step that we go through, right? So every posture has a breath and an exhale, but it's breathing, inhale. It's about keeping your breath at that level while your exercise and your intensity might be continuing to go up. So in the restaurant industry, when things are peaking like that, your job is to stay calm, stay focused, get through the job, right? So one, I love that it teaches young people how to, when things get hard, to stick with it and to work as a team, work with others, and to know that just like in yoga, no matter how hard it gets, there is an end coming. Well, this thing will eventually taper off and it will slow, and you get to finally collect yourself and collect your revenue for the night, and celebrate and rest, right? In yoga too. But what I also like, how does this relate to being an entrepreneur, is that every table that you go up to, every time you go to serve somebody, it's an opportunity. That is an entrepreneurial opportunity, right? So your job is you've done some marketing. Somebody did the marketing for you. You hired a third-party group to do your marketing. That brought in customers. Your customer is there to say, hey, I'm ready to enjoy a night or an afternoon. And your job is to greet them well, right? Show them that you're glad to see them. You're glad that they have chosen your section to do their business in. And then to start promoting what you offer, right? Promoting your drinks, your food, whatever you have to offer, upselling them on different products that are complementary that go along with it, right? But your job is to, in line with what the customer's expectations are, get them to spend the most amount of money that they're willing to, right? So you're gonna continue to comfortably push up your stream of revenue for that table, and hopefully close that deal. So you've done some negotiation, you've had an opportunity to negotiate with them. Well, would you like a drink to go with that? Well, can I get you a side salad, or start with a cup of soup? We've got these great appetizers. So you're now in the job also of advertising and marketing. So you're learning to promote your products, because the more you sell, obviously, hopefully the bigger your tip, the better you do for the night. So you've made your sale, you've done your marketing, you've closed your deal, you've negotiated. Now it's time to deliver the product, right? And so now you have to go around to the back and work with the rest of your team to keep that customer happy while they're waiting. Make sure that you get that order in on time. So now the life cycle of your product starts from taking that order, and make sure that you remembered it the right way, wrote it down the right way to make sure you don't mess it up. Get it into the system quickly and efficiently, and keep moving along. Meanwhile, you're juggling another customer and another customer and another customer. So you're learning to keep your plates all spinning, as I like to say, right? And the better you get at having more and more tables and keeping a smile on your face, grace under pressure, keeping your composure, and breathing this way all the way through your service, no matter how busy it gets, that's when you're going to have the best experience. So the food comes out. Your job is to garnish it well and make sure that the packaging and the presentation when you ship your product, that it's done with care, and that everything on there, that you've showed them that you paid attention to it, and that it's going to be a worthwhile investment for them. So you prepare their package and you deliver it to the table. And in the meanwhile, you've created some small talk and done a little bit to get to create some transparency so that they know you, hopefully you know them, and you're creating a bond with your customer. And you're starting to build that relationship because you want them to come back, right? And you deliver that the goods to them, and you hope that everything is good. Here comes the customer service part, right? Is everything okay? If it wasn't okay, let me take it back and make it right. How can your experience be better? Are you comfortable? Do you have everything you need? Is this purchase experience, this product that I delivered to you, is it going to meet, if not exceed, hopefully exceed your expectations, right? So you're doing that for your 1 through 5, 7, or 10, 12 different tables. And so now it's a juggling act, keeping that that same straight face, smiling face the whole time. And then at the end, you've got to close your deal, right? And now it's time to collect your revenue, right? So you have already come to agreement on the terms, and now it's time to collect. So here comes the accounting part. You process your payment, and it might be cash, it might be credit, it might be on the iPad, whatever. But your job is to make sure that you finally close the deal, collect on your bill, and start booking your revenue. That's your top line revenue, right? At the end of the night as it comes, and then you're going to do everything you can to deliver that check and make sure your customers are happy and content, and that they are going to return again, either to the establishment, hopefully to come do business with you. And then your job also is to now do some business to pay your expenses, right? So in real world, we have to pay for utility and advertising and taxes and so on. In the restaurant industry, you're going to start paying out the people who helped you, right? So you're going to pay out your bartender, or you're going to pay out the bussers who helped you, or the kitchen, or the expediters, whoever was helping you. Your job is to go through, allocate how best they helped you, and that also is an opportunity. Those are business partners that you've done business with. Those are essentially like referral fees or commissions, if you will. And the more stoked that you keep those that helped you, your partners, the more that you keep feeding them their stream or their share of the business, the more they're going to work for you, right? And the more business they're going to send to you, or the harder they're going to work for you. So you've kind of hit every stage now, and so now you've done your books. Now what you take home, that's your bottom line, right? That's your profit. That profit goes into your pocket. But every opportunity, every one of those tables was its own little business opportunity that happened. So the way I look at it when I look back is that were thousands of times of practice that I had to start a small business with that table. So you can look at it either in terms of every one of those is a customer in your bigger business, or every one of those is so unique, because they usually are, because it might be two people together on a date, a work party, after a shift at work, or a birthday celebration, a family gathering. Each one of those deserves its own style of service and attention. So you can almost look at those as each table you go up to is its own entrepreneurial opportunity, right? To say, okay, this is a business type that is of this class. How am I going to attach it? How am I going to attack it? How am I going to approach it? And let's do it. Dive in, do the business, do your marketing, make the sale, promote your goods, know your product, know your service, know what you offer so that you can explain it naturally and with passion. Be passionate about what you create and what you sell. Obviously, if you're working at a place where you love the drinks and the food, that's an easy sell for you. You're going to be selling that stuff all day long. So increase your revenue, increase your top line, bring in as much as you can. Pay your partners, give them a commission, show your thanks to those who help you along the way. Satisfy your customers, give them attention to detail. Are the settings clean? I used to hate refilling ketchups and mustards and salt and pepper, but hey, does that all look nice? Is it all in order? Are the hot sauces there? Is everything there to make that experience for the guest A+? They're going to remember you if you did, and I promise one day, if you're young right now and working through the restaurant industry and bussing tables and waiting on tables and it feels like it's a drag, it'll help you. I promise you're going to look back and hey, if I'm ever hiring and I see that you worked at a restaurant and that's on your resume, that's going to give you a little bump. So I think that, and I know I'm pretty confident that I'm not the only one. There are a lot of us that think working in the restaurant industry should be mandatory. Forget sending people to the military for as good as that is. It's kind of a joke, but it's like send people either to the service industry, in the restaurant, bar industry, maybe even hotel, retail is good too, or off to the military. But young people, we need our discipline, training, and I think the restaurant industry is one place to get it. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more tips and advice from the experiences that I had, how they can relate to you. I'm sharing my journey in the hopes that it will help you with yours.